Have you ever met someone and felt like you've known them forever? Is that real, or is that just your brain on drugs?
Hey, I'm Mike.
And I'm Lance.
And you're watching.
Right place, right time.
You're watching. I almost did the old intro.
Yeah.
You're listening to / watching Right Place, Right Time. How
Welcome
are you?
back.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just came off of a fun little weekend. We went out for a friend's birthday on a boat down the marina. So that was a lot of fun.
Ooh.
A lot of time in the sun, which was great. And realized that I would not have survived the Titanic.
What? Why is that even?
They stopped the boat at one point, and we were pretty far out. And they're like, if you want to jump out, you can. Swim for a little bit, and then we'll press on. So I thought, well, great. Yeah, I mean, this is great. I love the water. I want to go swim here. This is a great view. So I do it. Jump in and immediately feel how fucking cold the water actually is.
Wow.
And I was like, ooh. But okay, I can manage this. I'm, kind of like just treading water a little bit. But then I realized that, it's not like the boat's anchored. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very slowly just getting a little bit further and further away. We're like, oh, I can't just fuck around and sit here. I gotta get to the boat.
So how far away from land were you? Could you see
I could
land?
see land for sure, but that would have been an awful. I don't know if I would have made that swim back though.
Oh, and you're very tasty shark meat. Too.
Yeah, no, fuck that. So I start swimming back towards the boat. But when your body's that cold, you start to get kind of stiff. So it gets a little bit harder. And there was a point where I felt in myself, and you could feel it on everyone else, no, fuck this. I got to swim back to the boat. And so we're all just kind of you see it gets quiet, the laughing stops, and just everyone's face is so serious trying to get back to the same one little ladder. So we all get there and everyone's just like, yeah, I'm good. That was fine. And get out of the water. And I was like, fuck that. I'm not going back in. That was enough. That was plenty.
Well, I mean, it takes a lot. I remember when I was a kid, we grew up on the Cape back in Boston, so Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and my best friend's dad, who I did a lot of car work with and mechanic work, I helped him build a speedboat.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he ended up finding this junkyard speedboat, and it was down south, had it shipped up, and then we just gutted the entire boat. Redid all the interior, built the engine because it had a 350, a Corvette 350, small block in the boat.
That thing must have been fast.
Oh, dude, it was so cool. And then we would, once we finished building it, we would take it out to the vineyard. And if you've been out to the vineyard, right? Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Martha's Vineyard is out off of the coast of Cape Cod, and that's where they shot Jaws. So all of the shots of the shark and Spielberg, the whole team, they did that, I think in Eggerstown, I think is where they did it, or Oak Bluffs, one or the other. And so we used to do that run. And I remember just getting out into that boat and getting halfway between the two. And then just remembering, just realizing how fucking big the ocean is.
Yeah.
It's big, dude.
Yeah. I think even when you're sitting just looking at feeling the boat moving and trying to let me just look at the horizon. Mm-hmm. That sense of scale can also be a little unsettling as well.
Yeah. And, we're in a pretty cool boat. It was a big boat. It's a mean boat. If you put it on the lake, that thing was it would bark. It would shake windows around the lake because it was just straight pipes. The whole time. And so you're on this boat and it makes you feel fucking masculine, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's a loud engine.
Yeah.
And you feel safe because it's I built this thing.
Yeah.
As soon as you get out in the middle of the ocean on that, you're like,
nope.
This is the fucking minnow. You know what
I mean? The first time you hit a hard wave and you go, oh,
dude.
And our captain was, he was a character himself, but there was quite a few conversations throughout the day of like, is he good at this? Because we're hitting some choppy waters, and I don't know. He seems like he's going right into it, and like. There's this thing too where like it was a sailboat, so at a certain point they cut the engines and they opened the sails, and he showed us the whole process of it and like explained how it worked and was letting us like watch him run the ropes and everything. It was wicked cool. But then part of it was, well, now that we're using the sail, you have to kind of go like steps back and forth and like work your way through the waves.
Yeah.
Which trying to put all that science and math together, I was like, dude, this guy knows his shit. But it also means that the boat is just woo the whole time. Like, and so you'd go to take a step and you're expecting the floor to be there, but the boat has now shifted. So you hit air. And then as you're trying to catch it, it pushes you back the other way.
You do that stutter walk.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, everybody's walking like a baby.
So how did you get on the boat? What was the connection?
So Becca, my girlfriend, one of her friends from law school, her husband, it was his birthday. Great couple, loved them to death, and we've went to their wedding, and just like we've been able to like start hanging out with them more. And what he wanted to, I guess he was getting into sailing, so she decided to do a sailboat trip for him for his birthday, and we all went out there.
Oh, cool! So it was like a charter. You just chartered the thing?
That's cool. Went down to Marina del Rey, and it took us out and around the coast down to like Redondo, and then back.
It's always fun, man. It's like spending years working on a boat, and then the maintenance for a boat, it's a nightmare. Like especially if you don't have like a mooring, like a dock that you're putting it on. So you got to take it out of the fucking water. You got to clean it, and like salt water is just so corrosive on everything.
Right.
So the engine and all that stuff. So it's a bitch. Like actually maintaining and owning a boat, it's a lot of work. So I heavily suggest that if you want anything to do with the boat, make friends that has a boat.
Yes.
That's the move.
Like so you maintain it. I just come enjoy.
Make friends that have boats, and then you can have a lot of fun on them. Yeah. And also, if you have a friend that has a boat, know what a pain in the ass it is to put that boat out in the water, how expensive boat gas. I remember like buying fuel because the boat just ran on like standard unleaded fuel, but you'd have to buy it on the dock. It was 2 or 3 times the price of gas anywhere else.
Yeah, I think the boat we had yesterday, he said was ran on a diesel engine because he was explaining how it doesn't have spark plugs. So when you cut the power, you just cut the engines completely, and then it's the sails. That's so cool. Fascinating. And like, again, he was a character, but it was really cool being around someone, watching them work the sort of mechanics of their job and having them talk it out loud. I thought it was something that you really would have dug.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few times that I've been lucky enough to be friends with folks that have boats and go out with them, and it's a blast, man. And there's so much to learn as far as like the nautical stuff, and then the mapping of tides, and not just tides, but also the depths.
Yeah,
and like there are all sorts of rules. I think they change coast to coast, but there are all sorts of rules on like what side of buoys you can ride on, and like there's all sorts of traffic rules. It's really fascinating. I could see why people would have that as a hobby. It's expensive fucking hobby, but I could see why people would have that as a hobby.
Yeah, and it's dangerous when you think about it, right? Like there was a point where he was explaining how we had to shift the boat 10 degrees. I don't know which side they call it, but right. To avoid, there was this, I guess, some huge pipe near the Chevron, coming out from like the Chevron fuel plant.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, we got to make sure we don't hit that because a couple years ago someone hit it and the rudder, I guess, blew off.
Oh, my God.
Which at first I was like, oh, yeah, that would suck because of the damage. But then you also think, well, we're pretty far out right now. If the thing that steers the boat breaks, it's not like you get a flat tire on the highway and that's where you stay. It's like you get a flat tire, but then the highway goes, well, I'm going to take you here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah. So you're scared of boats, that's what you're saying.
No, not scared of boats. I had a blast, but the idea of getting swept out to sea after that, my little like, oh yeah, I'm not good in cold water. Hell no.
Well, boats are also very romantic.
They are.
That kind of ties into your intro there.
Yeah. Talking about what is it? Love at first sight? Is that the idea of this? Like love at first sight?
What was do you still have it? Pull it up again.
All right. Have you ever met someone and felt like you've known them forever? Is that real or is it just your brain on drugs?
I've got a couple.
Yeah?
For that. Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Well, I think before I dive too far into it, I think it's interesting. I think that there are definitely, when you're out to make friends, or if you're out to find a loved one, I think when you find someone that feels like it's such a personal connection as a friend, it's more interesting to me than if you're looking for love, right? Because love is just it's loaded with everything. It's loaded with hormones. It's loaded with whatever sort of stresses you put on your own life. Like I need to be married or I have to have kids. Like all that kind of plays into the game. But if you find somebody and you meet some random person and immediately find a connection as far as friendship's concerned, I find that to be a bit more special.
Yeah. And I think it's more long lasting as well because there's the friendship foundation, which creates just a different environment for anything to even blossom from. You know?
But I mean, like, I don't even think it needs to be a long-lasting thing.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I've had quite a few situations where I found myself as a fish out of water in some sort of place and bonded in that scenario with people and formed just such a close connection. I remember years ago, I was in a film festival. So I was in a film festival. I think it was like CineQuest or something. I think it was CineQuest. And I was out there, if I remember correctly, I think my buddy Rudy Hippolyt's documentary was in it. I think that's what this was. And I had shot it. So I was the cinematographer on it. And so he invited me to go out. And it was one of those things where I didn't necessarily need to go out. It wasn't like I was nominated for anything.
Yeah.
But he was like, look, I'll give you a free trip. You can go for a ride. You can have a lot of fun. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. All right, let's just go, you know? And he had a lot of responsibilities to do there. So like he had to like go to screenings. He had to go to Q&As because he had a feature documentary playing.
Right, so he was going to be busy.
So I had the ability to run everywhere. And the cool thing about that festival is that unlike some other film festivals, which you've heard me bitch about on multiple shows, they actually had like a really cool filmmaking family sort of lounge and collaboration. So because a lot of folks that are coming in, oftentimes film festivals can only afford to fly out the director, or the director himself or the producer can only go out because they only have that kind of money. And so you're there by yourself and you're alone and you're in sort of PR press mode.
Right.
Which is like, you have to be sociable. You have to talk about your movie. You've got like a sort of rehearsed script.
You got to turn the thing on.
Exactly. And this story's just coming to me. We didn't prep this episode. So unfortunately, I can't remember the guy's name. But I met a fellow filmmaker and we randomly were in some sort of cafe and we just started talking. And we didn't even talk about being filmmakers. We just talked about being people. And he was from Sweden or the Netherlands. I think he was from the Netherlands, right? And he had an interesting accent. And I just started chatting with him. And within the first 4 minutes, it was very loose. Like it's a stranger. Yeah. So like instantly we were just like, oh yeah. And then this, and then we were joking around and jabbing. And so he was just like stranger out of nowhere. And he goes, and I think he was a bit relieved because I think he was there by himself and he felt alone. And I just had nothing to do. And so he was like, hey, do you want to go get dinner? Like randomly, like just a communication. Because it wasn't even like, we're like, hey, we're both filmmakers at this point. We're just chilling.
Yeah. And enjoying the conversation.
He's like, do you want to go get dinner? And I was just like, it's one of those moments where you go, am I going to go have dinner with a stranger? Right? Who is this person really? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I just, in my gut, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. I felt very drawn to him.
Yeah. I love that this conversation is evolving into not just looking at it as like purely romantic love, but also like you're saying, these bonds you can form.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Like these soul connections that start. And with him and I, we just started to talk about life. He started to tell me about what it's like to live in his country. And then, of course, it came up that he's like, oh, and you're a filmmaker here too? I said, yeah, I'm a cinematographer, and it's fine. Because I really wasn't promoting anything.
Yeah.
And so then we just started talking about everything. And then he's like, well, what are you doing later? And I said, oh, I have to go meet up with some friends. But then I'll break away. He's like, do you want to get drinks later? And I was like, yeah, let's get some drinks.
Fuck yeah.
And then we hung out that night, had a bunch of drinks. We continued to talk about life. Right. And then he's like, what are you doing tomorrow? You want to get breakfast in the morning? And I was like, yeah, I'll get breakfast with you in the morning.
So did we just become best friends?
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
And it was such a accelerated version of finding a bestie, right?
Yeah.
And then you just sort of fall into this hole. And we had this wonderful week, if I remember correctly. It was like 4 days. Wonderful week. Us hanging out, him giving me advice on life, me giving him advice on his life. It was very similar to, without the romantic element, because there was sort of sexual tension, but it was very similar to like a Lost in Translation. You know, the old movie with Bill Murray and what's her name?
Scarlett Johansson,
the Sofia Coppola. It was kind of like that, where we're in this place that we didn't know anything about. We were discovering things together.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly romantic.
That's rad, dude.
It was really cool.
I'm glad you're sharing that experience. I think it's great to hear stories like that from other guys and have opening your perspective to what the encounters you can have in life are.
Yeah, and like when I didn't make a mistake at the end of that statement by saying it was very romantic, because it was very romantic. It wasn't sexually romantic. You know, there wasn't physical attraction between either of us.
Yeah.
But it just felt like we were in, you know, like a what's her name, Efron movie, or like what's her name? It did like You Got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle. You just felt like you were in this sort of romantic thing, and it was two bros becoming like best friends.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't. Like, we tried to keep in touch, and he was all the way in a different country, different time zone, and the whole back and forth thing. And it hit a point where it started to feel forced. And dude, I apologize that I can't remember the name, but this happened like 18 years ago, 17 years ago, or something like that.
So then I see what you were saying before about some things are not long term. They don't have to always be about this long journey here.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, because when we did a Film Quest and we met all the guys from Scotland, and we hit it off with them so well, and we stayed in touch for a bit, and then eventually, you know, life just kind of takes you where it takes you.
Yeah.
But even when one of them was in town, and Jay Scott was meeting up, and he was coming to my play.
One of the writers,
Yeah, and with one of the producers, not Toby. It was Toby. Toby came actually with Jay Scott afterwards and hung out with us after the play, which was lovely.
Rad.
You know, I think he also came to the show, but it was just like that thing of, it was a year or two after Film Quest, and then to have this person who's in town from Scotland go, yeah, I will absolutely come over tonight and come hang out and support and just grab some beers and revisit this thing, and it was wonderful just to see him again and spend that time, you know.
That's a great example, because that's kind of how it felt. That bond that we immediately made with these guys. And we met them because we were there doing a podcast. They ended up coming on the show. And then we just really enjoyed hanging out.
Yeah.
We all did.
Yeah, I wanted to hang out with them every day after that.
Every day.
So like, well, you guys want to come back over?
Yeah. We had a lot of fun. And it's, you know, as we're talking about like right place, right time, and that's what the show is about. Yeah. I think it's just about opening yourself up to recognize these moments. And I think that it's about it's training yourself to feel confident on your own. Because if you're not confident out there on your own, then you're not really going to be open to one of these like really special experiences that you can have.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you have to be the most confident person in the room. I mean, it's very awkward to be by yourself in a space with strangers. But if there is a deep-rooted, if you can try to find a way to settle yourself, and this usually comes as you get older, but if you can find a way to settle yourself and feel confident in who you are, and like good exercises for this are go see a movie by yourself, go to the bar by yourself, like go sit at the bar and get a drink by yourself.
Do you still do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. I do you?
I love going to the movies by myself. Yeah. So, especially because then I can, if there's something I want to see more than once, you know, you don't have to like find someone else to go with again, or find someone who wants to revisit the movie. I'm just going to go by myself again.
I learned that when I was in school in New York. And if you live in New York City, for those of you listening that are New York City residents, you know this. Your apartments are incredibly tiny, and oftentimes they suck. They just suck. They're miserable to be in.
Yeah.
And so you never want to have downtime in New York City, so you're always out and about. I'm going to get out and get some coffee, do some work down at the coffee place, or I'm going to go sit at the bar, have a beer, maybe have a sandwich somewhere, go to the park, sit in the park, be out and about. And New Yorkers really don't have this issue of feeling awkward alone because it's part of the daily life there. But there was a period of time where I was in between classes and I didn't feel like going all the way back uptown to rest for 15 minutes and then have to take the fucking subway all the way back downtown again, that I would just go, I've got like an hour and change. I'm just going to see a movie.
Yeah.
And so I'd go in and sit down and watch a movie. It was awesome. You're more immersed in it. And there's something interesting about sitting in a movie theater by yourself because you're more receptive to the people around you and you're actually paying attention to the people around you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I saw Interstellar in the theater by myself. At the what's the one in Boston that's right by the Park Street station? It's not an AMC, is it? It's like the big one that's right there.
Yeah. It's right off the park. It's right off of
If you guys from Boston watching and you remember it, sorry.
I feel like it's an AMC. Yeah,
I think it is.
It's like whatever the version of an AMC out there is. But I think it's an AMC.
Well, so I went to that theater and saw it, and just an incredible experience. And then I also saw Big Hero 6 there as well by myself. Like
that's cool.
Leaving the theater and having that movie so fresh on you, and there's no one to discuss it with. You just get to think about it and process it and let it kind of sit on you for a bit. It was nice. So I still love it to this day going. That's why usually I try to find wherever I live an apartment that is within walking distance or like a 5-10 minute drive of a movie theater. So if any given day I want to just pop over, it's really easy to just go do it.
Nice. Yeah, it's this is a good conversation. I'm happy we jump right into this.
Yeah.
I find that, you know what, it's kind of like if you ever get on a flight or if you get on a train and then you're going to spend like 5 hours if you're flying cross country, if you're going internationally, you're going to spend time next to the people. And yes, we all like to bitch about who we sit next to and, you know, are they going to take my armrest? Are they going to be a pain in my ass? They're going to be getting up to go to the bathroom 100 different times. Like generally traveling is miserable for most people, but there are those special moments where you sit down next to somebody on a flight and you make a connection.
Oh, dude, I was going. This was a couple years back. It was after, I believe it was after Equalizer, but I was going out to Texas to shoot another job.
Oh, nice.
And on the plane, there's a guy sitting next to me. I'm just doing my thing, zoned out. I'm like, we'll get started. I'll get a drink or something, and I'll just maybe go to sleep on this plane. And the guy taps me, and I look over, and he goes, "Hey, are you an actor? Like, do you do movies and stuff?" And I went, mind you, this time that was the only thing I had done. So I was like, well, yeah. And I think it had just come out, so I was like, oh, nice. Maybe he saw it. And he goes like, oh, I just saw like the trailer for the thing, and da-da-da. I was like, oh, shit, that's cool, man. He was like, wow, that's really good. How's that been going? How'd you get into this whole thing?
Well, did he recognize you from the trailer?
I think it was the trailer, because I don't think the movie was out yet at that point.
Because you were in the trailer.
Yes. Because he had seen it in like the hotel room or something. So we just got to chat, and I appreciated that he was just very like curious about like how did you get into that? Like what made you that? And he's not asking from like a, hey, tell me how I can do it. It's just very curious, like what was that like? What is that about for you? And then the conversation just naturally found itself into life stuff. Yeah. And he was talking about he had a daughter. She was kind of going through something, and he was just talking about the process. I think he had to be in his like 50s, like being a dad and navigating this whole thing, and being a husband, and how to make all those things work. And it just was like this. I felt so lucky to have this person sitting next to me who had all this life advice and all this knowledge that you're just ready and willing to share.
Yeah.
So we wound up like having a few beers on the flight, and I think it was from Boston to Texas, so it was a couple hour flight. And we started having such a blast that the steward of the flight attendant that came over to us to be like, you guys got to tone it down. You're a little too loud. People are trying to relax. Because we were just like laughing and like, then it became this thing of like, well, now you have to be quiet. So now everything is even funnier. Yeah. So we're just like struggling to keep a lid on it. And like, then they're like, okay, I think we're not going to give you guys any more beers. Like, we're not drunk. We're just having a blast right now. Like, this is a fun connection.
We're drunk on bro love, man.
Yeah. So we ended up exchanging information when he got off the flight. And then I want to say maybe 6 months later, I get a random text. Mm-hmm. It's this guy. He's like, hey, I'm back in Boston for another part of my job, da-da-da. Like, I got a couple hours to kill if you're around. Let's hang out, man.
No shit.
Yeah. And so I went with him. We shot some pool, did some karaoke, big hug. See you another time, man. I never saw him again. Like that's just how life goes. But we had a blast. He was an awesome dude to just learn things from about life and just that's such a gap and that's so much experience. Like I'm a father and I'm married and I have a good 30-something years on you. And I want to offer this perspective and this knowledge. You go, yeah, please. I will take all the knowledge, whatever you got.
Yeah, because I was talking to Gina about friends and friendship. And, I was asking her questions about like, in your ideal world, what is your best friend in your ideal world? Like, what do you look for in a best friend?
Ooh, that's good.
Because we all change, right? You get older, your priorities shift. Yeah. And oftentimes you're with friends that you've had for a long time. And sometimes that becomes strained. And sometimes it becomes a harder thing to keep them as your friends. And the process of doing that becomes stressful. And then oftentimes, I don't know if you guys at home feel this way, but do you ever feel like you're just you're working harder to keep that friendship than you should? Like maybe that friendship isn't naturally giving you what you need. And sometimes I know I've found myself in this situation where I just need to reset and sort of re-examine friendships and go like, look, I like this person. They're great, but let's just step back a bit and see if the flame wants to continue to go.
Yeah.
And so it's an interesting exercise for you guys at home too. If you find yourself, if you're someone that's like, I really don't have a close friend, or I'm really not happy with the friends that I have, you should ask yourself, right now in your life, what is your ideal friend? Like when you close your eyes and you think about spending time with somebody, what are you doing? And what is that like to you? And then it's kind of like planning out for how to make a movie or your entire career, because then you could just sort of backwards hit it. And it's like, oh, I want someone, because my schedule's weird, right? I do podcasts and I do filmmaking, so I have the ability to go to crazy adventures Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because of my life. And it'd be nice to have somebody that would be randomly available to go do crazy adventures on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so then you go, okay, well, who are the people that are available to do that? I can't go to a 9-to-5-er.
Right.
I can't go to somebody who has kids, potentially, has kids, right? So then you're like, all right, I need to find another artist, or I need to find someone that has a crazy schedule that I do. Okay, great. And then as you sort of answer those questions for yourself, you then can go put yourself in the right place to meet those people. So maybe that's going to art shows, or maybe that's going to cafes at a certain time of day to see who's actually in a cafe at that time of day. Just putting yourself in the environment to potentially meet somebody that fits what you think the criteria is,
Yeah, and I think you touched on film festivals a bit earlier. I would personally kind of want to start going to some of the film festivals that happen locally, even if I don't have anything going on. Like, there's nothing I've acted in, there's nothing I've written, there's nothing that Beck has produced. Like, I kind of want to just start going to those things and just to get around those like-minded people, and just to see how does it feel to show up purely for support. Yeah. I get nothing from, there's no compliments are going to be sent my way about whatever the thing is people see, because I'm not involved with anything. I'm just here for support and to see maybe I make a cool connection randomly in some way or shape or form, And there's so many of them that happen here.
It's an interesting point, man. Like we're recording this. What is today's date? I forget.
It is the 5th.
Yeah, because we're recording this. Some of these shows will be out of sequence, just depending upon how we're recording it. But last night we screened our film Metanoia at the Beyond Festival out here.
Congratulations!
Thank you. It was great. Gina and I were excited about that project, and so we screened there. And we had a couple friends come hang out. We were able to reserve like 10 tickets, so we had some people come. Had all of my best friends there.
I had prior plans, so I couldn't make it.
Yeah. I left an empty seat with your name on it in solidarity. We all went and hung out and screened the movie, which is fun. And they actually had a pretty great shorts program for it.
Okay.
We were in like this, actually fits the theme of the show. We were in this program called Obsession, and it was like Lust and Obsession or Things We Want, I think is what it was called.
Wicked.
And it was all these filmmakers that had movies about obsession one way or another. And some of them were really gorgeous. They had this one from, I think it was from China, and it was beautiful about this young woman that, I don't want to ruin anything, but she goes to see this film in sort of communist China, and she sits in front of what is a soldier who's sitting behind her, and she lusts for him and she fantasizes about him, and it's beautifully done. It's like beautifully done. It's very like Wong Kar-wai. Oh, really cool. I
love his stuff.
So we had the range of all that stuff. It was really fun to screen there. The only negative is that festival doesn't really do stuff for filmmakers. So they had this whole weird bit where they go, we're not going to do a Q&A, but we're going to call all the filmmakers up on stage. So we all climb up on stage and we stand there with plenty of time to answer questions. And she's like, so if anybody wants to hire them, they're all ready to. I'm like, who the fuck here is hiring directors? They're all filmmakers in the audience. No one's directing. But anyway, other than that, we had to make our own meetup afterwards. So this was over on Los Feliz. So we decided that we were going to get a bunch of our people together and head on over to Cavell, which is that wine bar that's like right around the corner. It's a great wine bar. And as we're walking down there, all these other filmmakers are just like, you guys going somewhere? What are you doing? What's happening? All those people want to talk and chat and, engage. There was this one actress, older woman, I can't remember her name, and she crushed the final piece that was screening. She was so good. An amazing piece. And we're just walking down the street and she's almost barely recognizable from the film. She's walking next to us and she was great. She tagged along for a bit. We got to know who she was.
See, there you go, man.
So film festivals are a fun place. If you really like movies and you really appreciate films and you want to mingle and engage with directors or actors or folks, go to a film festival and put yourself
It's
there.
kind of cool, like getting to see shit way before the public. And I don't mean like, the short film before it gets released on YouTube or Vimeo or whatever. I mean, seeing a filmmaker and going, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm going to pay attention to this person.
Yeah.
And then a year, 2 years later, you see, oh, they've got a feature happening. Oh, fucking cool. What's that about? And then you go see that and go, wow, I knew they were going to kill it. And there's something about like finding artists you can fall in love with and really following their journey. You know what I mean? I think that's so cool to be able to get to a place in the back end where, maybe they're retiring or something. You go, man, I remember going and seeing their short film and look at how they've progressed. Cause I think it's good for us to then also remember, like, we also have those kind of journeys. We also have to start somewhere and get to a place.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess, just remember, I mean, that's what we were always talking about on the show. It's like putting yourself in the right place to get that thing that later on you can be astounded by and say, I don't know how I met this person. I just happened to be, in this coffee shop. And next thing you know, we're best friends and we've been together for, this period of time. It's like, yeah, but you've subconsciously put yourself in those situations.
Yeah, that's how actually how Becca and I met.
Really?
Well, yeah, because a friend of mine was having his birthday at the beach, and I love the beach, so I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to go.
Right.
And then I got there, and typically for guys' parties, excuse me, you would not expect there to be a bunch of women, let alone a bunch of beautiful women. I was like, it's going to be mostly dudes. It'll be the fellas, guys from acting class, maybe some gals from acting class. It'll be like the acting community. That'll be fun.
That's what do they put out, like bait? Like, how did they get all these ladies around?
So I get there and I was like, wow, this is surprising. Okay. So I'm milling about, talking, chit-chatting. And we go over, the girls were like, hey, we're going to play volleyball. So as they're walking over, they're, hey, you should come play volleyball. So I was like, great. So I'm saunter all over trying to look handsome. And I get on the other side of the net and I'm serving. And I was so fucking nervous because I'm like, man, like I would like to talk to, some of these women, see if maybe there's a spark or connection with anyone.
Sure.
And I don't want this to begin with. I'm fucking just bombing the ball in the dirt. Like, I'm not athletic like that. So I was like, oh man, but it's going good. And there's a girl on the other side of the net who keeps cracking all these jokes. And she had made a joke about being mixed race. So immediately my ears perked up. And then the game finishes and I was like, I want to go talk to that girl.
Yeah.
So I go over to her and I bring up the thing. She's like, oh, you're mixed too? I was like, yeah. So we start talking about hair and curls and all this stuff and laughing and joking. And she, at the time, was a lawyer, entertainment lawyer at 20th. So I was like, oh, you're into movies as well. Like, well, is it just legal? Do you want to get into making movies? She was like, actually, I do. And so we get into this whole conversation and I was like, all right, let me, leave you alone for a bit. Let me go fuck off and do my thing. And so I wander around and I'm chit-chatting with everyone and just, seeing like, oh, again, is there any connection? Am I going to make a new friend? Is there going to be a romantic connection? But no matter what, I just wanted to talk to her. So we keep talking some more and I had asked her, well, how do you know my buddy? She said, well, I don't. I was like, well, that's weird. Why are you at his birthday party then? Like, she goes, well, it's not his party. It's my party. We do this every summer. He brought a bag of chips and a beach towel. We did all this. And they had this huge spread with pop-up tents and food and wings and coolers of drinks. I mean, wow, you put this all together? She's like, yeah, I love doing this. I love planning this whole thing and bringing everybody. It's like, well, why do you do it? She goes, well, all year long, you meet all these different people. Right. You have these meetings, you make these connections. And sometimes it's not easy to get on the same schedule. So every summer I do a thing at the beach and I invite all those connections I've made and tell them to invite whoever. So then now we all get to come together with nothing at stake. And we just spend time together and we get to nourish those connections if we didn't get to throughout the year.
That's smart, dude.
And then you get to meet new people. And so I was just smitten. So I ended up getting a little too drinky and wandered over confident, ready to ask for her phone number. But I couldn't think of how to say it.
Yeah.
So she saw me coming and I'm 5 feet away and she just goes, do you want my phone number?
Oh my God.
And I went,
really?
Yeah. She goes, all right, give me your phone.
Oh,
but then I couldn't find it. I was like, what pocket's it in? Hold on. And I'm wobbly. And so I give it to her and she gives me her phone number and was like, don't Google me. You're just going to find pictures of old white women. Because Rebecca Davis. So I immediately Google her and screenshot this huge results of just all these old white women. It was like a casting for a diabetes commercial or something. And I screenshot it, sent it to her, and I was like, hey, it's Lance. That was it, man. And then going forward, we had a conversation early on about let's just be friends. Let's not try to make it anything. Let's just keep hanging out because we're having a lot of fun. And I would bring in photo books over and she had photo books. We'd be flipping through them and just talking or watching movies we know all the lines to and just having a blast. I said, let's just keep doing this.
Nice.
And if it turns into something romantic, if that spark is there, right? If there's an attraction, but if there's something romantic there, then it'll just happen. And about 6 months later, it did.
Nice. Smart. That was a nice way in.
Yeah.
That was a good way in. That was a smart way in.
Yeah. Well, I also figured, I was like, you know what? I've done this thing before. I've done you rush in and it's your feelings are there, the emotions, the hormones, all the shit.
Yeah, you're all hot and bothered.
You fucking crash and burn later on. You go, why didn't I just take my time? That probably would have either helped me to avoid this whole situation, or maybe the situation could have been handled differently. But if you're not vetting that process, if you're not taking the time with that thing, then I feel like you're just driving with your eyes closed.
Yeah, of course. Smart, dude. That's very, very mature of you to do that.
Thanks, man. I realized smart. I was not very good at vetting the women that I would date. So I was like, I should probably take my time and slow it down and just find this process. But also Becca was just so much fun to hang out with.
Sure.
that there was a part of me that was genuinely like, I don't want to fuck this up. This could be like a really cool friendship if it's not going to be a romantic thing. So I just want that to be this for now.
Which is interesting because then it sounds like you didn't have any of that anxiety, like, oh, someone else is going to pick her up or someone else is going to grab her quick. Like you felt like you had to jump on her real quick. Because I think for some people, if they find someone that they think is hot or if someone gives them the attention, they're just like, we got to lock this down. It's going to get locked down quick.
Before someone else comes and gets it.
Before someone fixes it, and it's like, all right, cool. And now I found someone that thinks I'm hot. Let's get married.
Yeah. I mean? Yeah. Let's have kids right now. Let's check the box. Yeah,
it's crazy. That's crazy town shit.
Yeah, man. No, it's just, and I'm grateful that we went that way with it because, like we were talking about with, is it love or is it just like your brain on drugs? I think every other time I was getting that like dopamine hit that like any shit in life that I should be dealing with. Well, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm just sort of forgetting about responsibilities, my bad, and just like not paying attention to not having a focus. Because I'm just, this feeling, this is so great. And you burn out, and you could burn the other person out.
Yeah.
And so I think taking that time this go around is paid off even more in the long run because now, I think we're together like 3 years and change.
It's great.
Now it's like you feel the benefit of, we took that time in the beginning and now there's a deeper level of respect and love where like, if we have a conversation and I realize in the middle of the conversation, oh, fuck, I'm wrong. I can go, actually, you know what? That's my bad. I'm wrong. I get what you're saying now. Okay.
Sure.
Whereas before, if you don't have that foundation, it feels like it's easy to just go, well, it's my thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. Well, that's smart, dude. Very mature of you. How's that coffee?
It is fucking good. It is saving me from all my little Malibu drinks yesterday.
It's an interesting coffee company. What's the coffee company?
That is Grim Reaper Coffee Co. Wake the soul. It is waking the fuck out of my soul.
I know who these guys are. They reached out and asked if we wanted some coffee for the show. Yeah. They're in Salem. So that's where they are. So they're in Salem, Massachusetts. And I think there's a coffee shop out here that's horror themed. I can't remember the name of the coffee shop that's out here. But I know it was the coffee shop that Gina, I think, initially hung out with David Desmalchin at.
Oh, wicked.
It's weird because they wrote to me because they wanted to see my film 12 Kilometers. So the guy that runs the place was like, hey, man, if I could see your film, I'll send you a case of coffee. And I was like, you should probably get involved with the podcast if you want to do some coffee stuff. And so randomly out of the blue, and then I looked at their stuff and it's like, there's like a Grim Reaper on there. It's all horror stuff. It's pretty cool.
So you guys can see it a little better.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And then he was like, yeah, man, like, I'm totally down to be a part of everything. So we're kind of talking about being a sponsor and a sponsorship thing, but this is kind of the first thing that we're doing on this show.
Yeah.
Which is like a little coffee plug. So
well, shout out to Grim Reaper Coffee Co. It's really good, guys. Thank you. Thank you for the coffee.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Surprised you with it. And, I should do some of the regular stuff that we do on the show. I try to highlight physical media that I really like.
Yes.
So today, let me look at the monitor and see if eventually I'll get this right. This is a really cool Record Store Day release vinyl from my buddies at CZARFACE. So for years, I've known Seamus and George, who are the two big guys behind this band. And I did their music videos for quite some time. And this is, they've got great music, but this is like a complete instrumental album. And it's really fucking rad. And George, who does the DJ work on it and all the production on it, him and I are super like 1970s grindhouse movie fans.
Yeah.
Like he sent me years ago a random email with a Dropbox, and he had sampled, because that's what they do, is they sample everything.
Yeah.
He had sampled every sound from all of the 1960s Godzilla movies. So it was like every Godzilla roar, every like music cue and all that stuff.
That's so cool.
And he sent me like a nice little package, and he was just like, I was thinking about you and I think you'd really dig this.
So that's why I love when you get to connect with people who really love their thing that they do, especially with artists, but like just anyone in general, because when you love some shit so much, you can't help but to just find other things to do with it, and you get cool things like that out of it, even if it's just getting to hear it. That's so cool.
I mean, because of those guys, I was able to shoot some really fun stuff for years, and then later we did stuff with Tom Segura and Christina, and I met them because of CZARFACE, and then went on to do other stuff for them. So it's weird, man. You never know the connections that you'll find. And dude, I started working with them when it was just 7L, Esoteric, which was their first real big thing together. And, you know, fuck, man, that was probably, God damn, that was like 15 years ago or something.
So that was before 12 cam, right?
Much further back from 12 cam. Yeah. So I never would have thought that I would have been, you know, out here in Los Angeles with guys that are back in Boston doing this. Great albums. If you guys don't know CZARFACE, check them out. They also collab with Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang Clan. He does the vocals for that. And then, you know, Seamus, who's the main vocalist, he's a super hard comic book nerd, has been for years. I'm not blowing him up because he is an absolute nerd. And he's actually had music now on a lot of Marvel movies. So he's sort of come
wicked.
and able to play. Yeah, he did they did tracks for all the Venom stuff.
That must be so much fun to being that big of a fan of the thing and then being able to bring what you do into it.
I'm happy you're wearing headphones because then you can identify when your voice doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I'm way back here.
You could put
I keep trying to if I sit forward, then if I'm sitting here when you talk, it's like you just go right out of focus.
We're gonna get you a better. We're gonna get you a better mic stand.
It's just like just doing sit-ups the whole time.
Just put another pillow behind you. Let me help you out. Get in there. So yeah, big shout out to CZARFACE. And then I've also got vinyl from Desire. So Italians Do Better. Desire was on my other show, In Love with the Process, and their music is completely cinematic. I got to see them play live recently. And if you like David Lynch movies, if you like Drive, they did the music for Drive. They're fantastic. And I don't know if you could see it because it's out of focus because I'm using this super sexy 50mm lens 1.0 on the Fujifilm camera right now. But there's Black Hawk Down on Blu-ray. One of my favorite Ridley Scott movies.
You love the Blu-rays now. You've been collecting quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We talk about it on the other show. Like, it's physical media is the way to go. You can't trust the fact that licensing will go up on these streaming services. So you subscribe to a streaming service and then suddenly they don't have the license for that movie anymore. And dude, I just don't get...
Even if you paid for it.
Yeah, I don't get the subscription thing. It's like, why not just own it? I've got a sweet Blu-ray player. There's awesome TV. Why not just own it and I can watch it whenever the fuck I want?
Yeah.
At the best quality.
That's fair, because it's a bummer when you're feeling like, oh, that movie, I want to watch that. And you go, well, let's find it. And you go, well, no one has it. Or... well, everybody's charging like $25 for this, and you go, well, I could have bought this for $10 back then.
Or even worse, like everybody's on the internet at the same time as you, and so they have to throttle down the quality on the image so that you don't stop playing your movie, and so all the blacks suddenly have, pixelization in them, and the audio quality is awful on that stuff, and then. Streamers will charge you more to get like the high definition stream, but then they can't control whether or not you're bottlenecking on your internet. So it's a fucking ripoff.
So you feel a big difference, a distinct difference when you watch the Blu-rays versus
streaming?
Streaming?
For sure.
Right on.
And it isn't just because I'm a filmmaker. I mean, we spend hours and hours meticulously like making sure that the shadows are the way that we want the shadows to be, making sure the highlights are great, making sure it's sharp and in focus. Like all those things are just meticulous and manufactured, when done right, manufactured in a narrative way that helps tell the story better and oftentimes subtly. And to just have all that shit mud over in a bad streamer, you're just like, come on, man. They did it on our movie at the festival, where they made a DCP. So I'm getting real nerdy here for a second. When you go to the movies now and there's digital projectors, they have these files called DCP files, which are heavily encrypted, high quality files that are literally transported on hard drives between movie theaters to keep movies from being pirated. and to keep them at the highest level of quality possible. They're these ginormous pain in the ass files to make for any filmmaker. They cost a fortune to make, and they're hard to test because we don't have a theater. So it's a bitch to make these things.
So when you get to test it, it's just once they have it?
Yeah, I mean, so what you try to do is you hire these companies that do DCPs all the time, that have the ability to test the DCPs, to do quality control. And then you go, is it good? And they go, it's good. And you go, you sure? And they go, yeah. And if you're a big budget guy, like I just saw Carnahan had posted on his thing that he was at this place reviewing the DCP for his new movie. What's the one with Matt Damon?
It's Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, Steven Yeun.
He's gonna kill me for not remembering the name of it.
Hold on. We can look this up very quickly.
Please. I want to get it because it's right in my head. I haven't slept, Joe. I'm sorry. Fuck, what's the name of it? It's like one word, and it's about cops going in and taking money from a crime scene. He'll find it. Anyway, so DCPs, they're a pain in the ass to make. And this film festival, when you do a short film, they try to program it in one long block. So I think there's like 12 different short films. So they want to take your raw files and build one DCP with it. And that quality is sort of taken away from you. And they did a shitty job with it. Like all of our focus was out of focus. It was...
Oh, The Rip?
The Rip. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, excited. The Rip. I'm excited about that movie.
I just watched his other one that came out before that with the French actor. The
Shadow
French
Force?
actor. Yeah, Shadow Force, Kerry Washington. That was great. I had a blast with that movie. The kid in it is so cute.
Dude,
like, he's singing all his old songs in the back seat. The kid's adorable.
That's the movie that I got to go hang out with him in the edit room.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Joe was on our other show, and I'm actually talking to Joe about, I'm going to try to get him on this show.
Come on down, Joe.
But he was on In Love with the Process. Him and I bonded pretty quickly. And then afterwards, he was like, you should come to the edit room, come hang out. So I hung out with him for like 5 hours. And I got to see that movie get cut, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, The Rip looks cool. It's Netflix, I believe. So I watched the recent Netflix fight, Canelo, and it was cool. They had done like a sort of pop-up advertisement where part of the wall had the sheetrock broken out, and they had the barrels with the fake money inside of it.
Yeah.
I love when they do that kind of stuff with the marketing, like where it's fun and it's this clever kind of thing. You're watching on TV that they do the coverage of it and you go, whoa, what's this about? Oh, Netflix is the Rip, and they do the whole thing. But imagining for the people walking through there, like you go, what is that? What's the deal with that thing? And then you find out it's the movie. You go, oh, cool. That's gonna stick with your memory.
Yeah,
that's wicked cool.
I don't know if it'll be up by the time this episode drops, but if it is, see it. I mean, I remember talking to Joe, and we were just sort of texting back and forth, and he's like, bro, I'm writing the best movie I've ever written in my life. And I was like, really? And he's like, brother, it's the best movie ever.
I can't wait to meet him. So I've only ever heard your impression of him.
Joe, brother. And that's the way he talks. If you listen to that episode, I don't know what number it is, but it's me and Joe Carnahan. Google it. And it's a great episode. You'll hear his voice. Hey, brother. Hey, what's up?
That's great, dude.
He's a Chicago boy. Hey, what's up, brother? So yeah, there's that. Black Hawk Down, one of my favorite Ridley Scott movies. And that's kind of it. And then, also T-shirt landscape. This awesome shirt. Let me get my microphone adjusted. Maybe. Typo Negative. Will bought me this.
Oh, nice.
He bought me this in Italy.
Ooh.
So he was in Italy hanging out. I think he was there for a wedding, and he saw it in a shop, and he knows what a Typo Negative nerd. Yeah. You're also a Typo Negative.
Oh, yeah.
Converted.
October Rust.
Yeah.
I remember the first time you played a Typo Negative for me, I was like, who the fuck is this? This guy has an amazing voice.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's really, really great. So, little Typo Negative shirt. And we'll eventually have shirts made for this show. But in the interim, I still have some shirts kicking around in general for In Love with the Process stuff. I just had, so this is really great shirt company. I don't know if I want to give their name right now because I'm going to say some stuff. I love these guys. I've been using them for years. And I went to order some 12KM shirts because a bunch of you have pre-ordered them. And what I do is I do a pre-sale. So I can figure out the exact number of shirts because they're expensive.
Gotcha.
Figure out the exact number of shirts and I buy a little extra and then I ship them out when they show up. And so it had been a few weeks. It was a back order. And I got this notification from UPS. And it's like, you have a package arrived. And I go, finally, the fucking shirts are here. I go outside. I pick up the box. And on the outside of the box, it's just written in pen. It says my name. Obviously, that's what they're doing in the shop to keep track of it. So it says my name in pen, and it says "come home" on the shirt. And so I go, "Oh no!" So they had printed the wrong shirts. So they sent me a whole box of our "come home" T-shirts.
That's a bummer, but
yeah. So I wrote to them. They're stand-up dudes, so they're like, "Look, it looks like you got a box of shirts now. We're going to send you over the 12 cam ones." So those are still on back order, but I'm going to be doing, and I may have already started, but I'll advertise it now. We'll be selling off our come home shirts that when we went to Film Quest. So these are the official T-shirts from our Film Quest adventure that we did. And these guys, because I didn't have to pay for them, I think I'm just going to sell them off at $7 a shirt. So if you guys want a shirt, $7, write to me on Instagram. And
great way to support the show.
Great way to support the show. Cash comes in for that. And then also, I've got a handful. A lot of people have been asking me.
I love that one.
I've got a handful. I think this is a medium. Got a handful of the storyboard shirts.
When you think about like just going forward in your career and life in general, do you think you would do more storyboard shirts for other projects? Like
I think
when you do your feature,
you've been asking me to do that.
Hell yeah, I think it would be so cool, especially if like for even like as you do feature after feature, like if there was a storyboard shirt that went with each project, I think that would be really cool.
Sounds like you just want me to draw you. And do
well. I mean, it would be cool, yeah. But I want a storyboard shirt for all the movies.
I can do that. Do you guys want that? Are you guys interested? Let me know. DM me at Mike Pecci or DM us at the In Love with the Process Pod Instagram or Go Lance Go, and send us that, and we'll get you some merch. It's been good. I've had a bunch of people write to me about some stuff, so I'm trying to get it all out there while fucking doing this and filming this and, doing everything else. So, thanks for being patient.
It's a unique process doing this also, like going into video versus just doing the audio.
Yeah.
Are you liking it so far, the transition?
I had a lot of fun so we're sitting down and recording episodes, like a bunch of episodes on a weekend. So we'll do like 3 episodes in a bundle. Just so that way Lance and I could stay ahead of the game. And we did the first round like last week. Was it last week that we did the first round?
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I walked out of there buzzing. I was just like, man, this is great.
Yeah. It's interesting because the conversations are fun. They're easy. We're good buds, so we get to just hang out.
Yeah.
It's a blast, man.
It's great. And we're happy to hang out with you guys. Big shout out. So this episode goes up audio-wise, and this episode is also up on YouTube. So make sure you're following In Love with the Process on YouTube. That's where we'll be dropping these episodes. And follow, subscribe, ring the bell, whatever the fuck it is that you do on YouTube.
Mash that follow button. Mash that subscribe button.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is you're supposed to do.
We'll get better at that.
Just let the algorithm know that we should be showing up on your feed more often. We've got a bunch of really great episodes. We'll be doing episodes here in the In Love with the Process studios for a while, and then we're going to go out on location, film some episodes out on location. We've got all sorts of really fun ideas.
Yeah.
So
And also write to us. Let us know if there's a right place, right time story that makes you think of a place you'd like us to go check out, or a kind of person would be cool for us to talk to, or great stories, places. Like share that stuff with us. We want to hear from you.
All right. Well, I think that's it, man. We should end this episode. Thanks for listening, or thanks for watching. I'm eventually going to get used to this. This is what happens when you audio podcast for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. And new episodes on the way every week. I think we're dropping these on Thursdays as of now. And then, In Love with the Process audio podcasts on Tuesdays. See you.